Hello everyone, it is Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video, and before we get to today's video and today's deck, I would like you to take a moment to step back and to relax your mind. Forget about everything and anything that may be troubling you, and I'd like you to focus on the fire, focus on the flames, and watch them dance. So bright, so vibrant. Reflect on your week. Have you had a good week? Have you had a challenging week? Regardless of what has happened, leave the past in the past and look forward to the future. Hopefully your upcoming week will be a good one, and hopefully your upcoming week will feature the almighty Shudderwock. So we are back to playing my favourite card in Hearthstone. Back to Shudderwock Shaman we go, this time with Reno Jackson, so this is Reno Shadowwock Shaman, and we have some evolve effects in the deck, and a few other interesting additions like Carnival Clown and Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. And how about Archivist Elysiana? Now some would say this card is far too slow for the deck. I would argue it's a fun addition. So let's have a look at the deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder with a selection of pretty fun games. Alright, we're starting out against a Mage here. We're at an incredibly low rank. I would argue this is where I can have the most fun, right, at a low rank, because maybe, just maybe, I'm less likely to go up against top tier meta decks. And if I'm facing off meta decks, well, given that I'm playing an off meta deck here, perhaps it increases my chances of winning. Or at least prolonging the game. And this definitely looks like an off meta deck from our opponent. Now, I don't play as much Wild Mode anymore. I play a lot of Battlegrounds, I play some Standard, so I am somewhat out of touch with Wild Mode. So who knows? You know, given my lack of attention that I've been paying to the mode, maybe Ice Walker is now a meta card. Who knows? Probably not. Now, the interesting inclusion in my hand there, you can see Carnival Clown. I alluded to it at the start of the video. I've not played this card for quite some time. And it costs 9. But if you can corrupt it and get a board full of clowns, they're taunts, so they protect your face from taking a beating. And if you have Bogspine Knuckles equipped and you attack with the weapon, and you can then evolve your board and get a pretty interesting result. The problem is corrupting the card. It costs 9, so I'd have to play a 10 cost card in order to corrupt it. There are no 10 cost cards in this deck, unless you get something from Dragon Queen Alexstrasza that you can play. So yes, going to be difficult to corrupt it, but maybe that's not the point. Maybe the point is just to play it and get 2 other clowns on the board, and that helps your Shudderwock in terms of replication later in the game. And yes, it's expensive, it costs 9, but they are taunts, okay, and maybe that's of some value. And if you have Bogspine Knuckles equipped, you know, evolving 3 clowns, 3 9-cost clowns is pretty decent too. But let's see what Mutanus hits here. Oh my goodness, Syndragosa. And off they go. Oh wow, my luck. Pretty amazing, eh? Look at all of those stars. Alright, here we go with a Paladin. Let's hope this is an off-meta opponent as well. Ooh, secrets. Okay. Interesting. Okay, and we don't trigger the secrets, so What are the chances that secret is gonna counter one of my spells that I play? Now, Nerubian Egg. I feel like I need to kill this, because I feel like if I don't kill it, bad things are gonna happen. Like, I don't know, buffing the egg, replicating the egg somehow. I don't know if paladins can do that, but just leaving it on the board makes me feel bad. So I'd rather just kill it and pop it, get it out of the way.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, let's get the weapon here. That's not the weapon I was hoping for. Oh, so it's Avenge. Ooh, okay. That's a 7/6. Doesn't really matter though. We could clear a board with KOtsosKOtsos if needed. Alright, feeling pretty good about this game. Our hand has lots of end game value in it, or late game value I should say. In terms of the Dragon Queen and the Curator. I think this board is worth clearing. Now if we get lucky, we can play Grumble and get the Mutanus. Sorry, get the... confusing my Murlocs here. Get the Flurgle and the Toxfin back to hand. And we can replay it, and by the looks of things, we're going to be able to do that. Now the question is, do I want those other two minions back to hand? Not necessarily. These are going to take up hand space, right? So I'm happy to do this. This is still incredible value. It's another board clear. So just looking at the number of cards in hand, we have 8 cards. Next turn it'll be 9. So if we play the Curator, what is that going to do to our hand size? It's a question worth asking. We could just play the Bogspine Knuckles and evolve the Grumble, maybe. Is that ever a play? The opponent seems confused at this point, and 3 mana left to play with. Oh, just gonna summon some dudes. Okay. Knowing that I have KOtsosKOtsos available to me, perhaps they're just trying to bait it out, get me to play the combos so they can play more impactful stuff. There's the Mutanus. So I'm just going to go face here. And... okay. Sure. Goodbye, board. And that should just be the end of the game. How do you come back from this? Also aware Zephyrus in hand. Would that have got me lethal last turn? Possibly? Probably? Does it matter? No, we're still gonna win. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was a nice win. Oh, and we get the streak bonus. Beautiful. Alright. A fellow Shaman. Will they give us a bit more of a challenge? I'm pondering here. You just keep the knuckles. Maybe. Why not?
We have turned our curse into our strength.
It's a weapon. It can hit things. It can kill things, and it can evolve my board. If I can get some things down that are worth evolving. That's one of the issues with this deck. The evolve function of it can be quite inconsistent. Sometimes you just don't have the pieces that you need to get a good evolve effect down. So here we now get a weapon that I want to play, a low-cost early game weapon. I've kept the Viper in hand because in my head I'm thinking, is that just going to be a good 3-drop to play early onto the board, just to combat the totems that are going to be hitting my face? But then in terms of 3-drops, I guess, you know, I do have the Dungeoneer. But clearing these totems seems like a reasonable idea. Lightning Storm will be good for later. We have Reno Jackson in hand, so I don't feel especially worried here. And we've got the Guardian too. Makes me feel a little bit more secure.
Nature waits for no one but me.
That makes me feel even more secure. Okay. Maybe I've messed up my ordering a bit in these early sort of turns, being a little bit confused perhaps about certain things. You know, keeping the Viper and then trading it. I don't know. Alright, that is a really substantial board. We're taking a lot of damage here. So we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where they build this big board, do loads of damage, we then play Reno Jackson, we heal up, but that board is still there, and that board is still going to be whacking my face for a couple of turns after that, and then just kill me, so... Ooh, Splitting Axe. Oh wow, they're going all in here. So I think maybe it's time to turn the board into Murlocs. Or devolve it. Looking at the costs though of these things, I think Murlocs is better. Yeah, that's a lot better. This is a good Lightning Storm board now. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. There's still got a bit of fuel in hand. There's 4 cards there. And then he's going to go back to getting a board presence here. Ooh, Eyesore. That's interesting. Alright, Overloaded is slightly frustrating, but that's okay. There's still a lot of damage there. And when you look at our health total, we maybe need to be slightly concerned. So I think Devolve is a smart call. Ooh, that's got 4 attack on the right there.
I'm 7 moves ahead of you.
Happy to counter a minion. Let's see if they throw minions into my Blade Master Okani here. Ooh, sacrifice the Anchored Totem. That's good for me. I mean, that gets the minimal value, but there's still a lot of damage here. But we have Reno. Well, one of the benefits here of playing a Reno deck, you get to be rich. And you get to heal.
Not impressed.
So we have a reset now with our health. And with Shaman decks in general, how many Reno Shamans do you see on the ladder? Not many, right? Most Shudderwock Shaman decks are playing multiple copies of cards. But here I'm just really glad that I was playing Reno. That ability to reset, it's bought me some time, and now we're heading into our late game. Now we're having access to cards like the Carnival Clown, the Shudderwock. And we can play these cards with a level of confidence without a fear of dying.
Not impressed. Not impressed.
Alright, 2 cards in hand, running low on resources. Let's see what they can do here. Oh my god! Deathwing! Huh. Well, that's interesting. That's really interesting. I could play the Shudderwock here. But do I really need to? I think I'm just happy to heal up. And chill for a bit. Just gonna casually equip a weapon and just wait for a while. Maybe we'll draw into something next turn that we can play, that we can evolve. That's gonna really hurt. 12 to the face. Ow. That's incredible.
Your wish is my suggestion.
Ooh, Natalie is decent here.
The void is filled with many whispers.
And then if I want to attack, I can evolve it.
Knock you out.
Okay. That result was worse. That is incredible. Hakar. Huh. Well then. This game just took a very interesting turn. Yeah, on the early turn, maybe I should have attacked first with the weapon and then played Natalie, because Natalie with the health buff there was pretty good. Well, we may as well. And I'm not attacking. I'm not attacking because I have a Zola in hand. I want a Shudderwock back to hand. And then I'll attack and evolve the board. But yeah, opponent here now completely out of gas. That's a very interesting pickup.
Snicker snack.
So we get the Shudderwock's back.
Wake once more. My jaws that bite. My claw. My jaws that bite. My
Oh wow.
claws that catch.
The Natalie Celine battle cry going off, killing our own stuff. Which is pretty hilarious.
Blood and plunder.
And I think we'll take a totem.
Until dislocated.
Sure. And I guess we don't attack, right? Because we want to see if maybe we can kill off this Hakar. I mean, they're just going to concede now, right? The game is over. I mean, this has been a really fun game. Oh, they got a taunt totem. It's not going to save them. Oh, okay. I was partially tempted there to just not do anything and let the game continue to try and kill off Hakar, but fair enough. Right, it is time for another mage. Now, muck pools on turn 1. How useful is this card really in the deck? What do we benefit from transforming on such an early turn? Let's say I play an armor vendor, use it to get some kind of a value trade, and then I play muck pools on it to transform it, get a 2-drop. I guess that's decent, potentially, maybe? I think what I'm trying to think about here is muck pools worthy of a slot in the deck? Obviously, it's great if you get it in the late game or the mid game, and you're able to transform, let's say, something useful like a carnival clown, or you're able to transform something from Doppelgangster. At that point in the game, that's pretty good, maybe, but in the early stages, not convinced, but let's see. But I do love this 2-cost weapon that's in our hand. I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, we are now reducing the cost of a Viper that we may want to trade in our deck. And if we're trading, then this cost reduction is kind of wasted. Whereas if we're just playing it as a 3/4 body, then it's perhaps decent. Look at all of those secret options on the screen. Wow. It's pretty crazy. Oh, trading doesn't trigger anything. Neither does killing the minion. Okay. So, we're playing the muck pools. I think we go with the transformation here. Okay, and that did nothing for me. It still dies to the 2/1. I guess it's better than dying to a ping, right? I had to trade the full minion in. So it's done something.
An incredible discovery.
Alright. We can get our weapon back.
Treasure? Loot? What more can I ask for?
Oh, that's a shame. Because we could have transformed the pillager, right? With the muck pools. But look, we get to play a 0-cost at 3/4, which is now 4/4. That's actually okay value. It keeps me on the board, right?
You're not ready for this.
You could argue that trading it would have been better for drawing a card, maybe.
Knock you out. The time has
Alright. Do we try our luck here? Sure, why not? Oh, that's alright. That's okay. So, muck pool's getting us some okay value in the mid game here. There's a really nice animation there as well, by the way, on Putricide. Still need to trigger these 2 secrets at some point. But in the meantime, I like my board, kind of. We are short of a few options in hand. I mean, okay, we've got some healing, and we have Plague and Murlocs that can disrupt a board.
well played.
But at this juncture, I'd like to draw into more of my, the second half of my deck. Oh, Reno Jackson. Okay, sure. And we're just going to have to take this really slow here. It feels a bit awkward. But with 2 cards in hand... Oh, look, yes, our opponent is also taking it slow. Wow. If Secret's Mage is being forced to play it slow and ping and do nothing else on a turn, then I think your chances of winning the game go up significantly. Because they need to keep that tempo up, right? They just need to turn up a turn, they need to keep the pressure up, they need to keep things going. They can't afford to have slow turns like that last turn. The Curator! Fantastic! Potentially fantastic because we can also transform it with muck pulls. So we get a dragon, we get a murloc. Draw 2 cards, that's decent. Oh, wow, an 8/8! Sure. Plagiarize. Whatever. So now my hand is looking a bit more bountiful, a bit more interesting.
The menagerie is for guests only.
Do they actually draw anything? No, they don't draw anything. What a shame. Okay, so... Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Could be interesting. But let's do this first. We trade. We trade. Go face. That's 3 attacks that we managed there. Oh, and it dies. Okay, it dies on the 3rd attack. Fair enough. So, what 2 dragons do we get? Oh, goodness gracious. Is that what I think it is? It's Ysera! Dreaming and making the world tremble. The original Ysera. Absolutely adore this card. I love the dream card value. I love the design of the card. I love the artwork on the card. The entrance theme on the card. Absolutely think Ysera is amazing. This Ysera and the other versions too. Oh, and we've just played it to counterspell. Rookie error on my part. Should have played the coin. Should have tested for it. Oh well. We can Shadow Flame. Sure. Goodbye, dragon. So, can I prolong this game for a bit longer? I just want to keep playing with Ysera for a few more turns. I mean, forget the Shudderwock that's in my hand. As much as I love the Shudderwock, I just want to keep this Ysera going.
I'm late. I'm late.
So the opponent here is kind of loading up the board a little, but I guess it's too little too late, although they probably feel a bit more confident now with this turn. They've cleared a big dragon. Alright. Good old reliable Bru'kan here. Happy to play into that counter spell just to free up some space in my hand. I'm in no rush. So we're not going to overdraw next turn, that's good. And I feel like I want to give my opponent a bit of a fighting chance here. Come on, make a little bit of a comeback.
What secrets does the cosmos hold?
Ooh, going face. It's very ambitious. Well, it's the only option, I guess. They can't easily kill off the Ysera. So if I want to prolong this a little bit longer, what are my options here? Well, I can heal my face. That allows me to take a little bit more damage for a few turns. Sure. And we heal again. Get another dream card to hand. Ooh. Ysera awakens. What I had tried to play a few turns ago. It got stopped by counterspell. Okay. Play the coin. Sure. We're not going to get burned again. And it's just going to chill. Get another dream card. Oh, Rig Fair game. Fantastic. Get a few more resources into your hand. See if you can challenge my board here.
I intend to deceive.
I'm late.
We're basically going through this mage's entire deck. And we're at 39 health here. Yeah. I think they knew I was toying with them. Didn't even need to play the Shudderwock. Okay, our next game is a Warlock. I'm okay with this hand, you know. Cult Neophyte, 2-drop. Dungeoneer, 3-drop. And Skulking Geist. Maybe it'll get me some value against the Warlock. I don't play enough Wild Mode to know if there are 1-cost spells that are going to be impacted in their deck. Interesting. Is this a Reno lock? Huh. If it's a Reno lock, does this mean that the game's going to go on for a bit longer? Does that mean that I could get Archivist Elysiana value?
Time has come to dethrone our former master.
Okay, we have our Murloc army ready to rock and roll. Well, the 2 Murlocs that really matter are in my hand, Flurgle and Toxfin. Don't get me wrong, Mutanus is great, just my board clear is really what matters to me. Okay, very nice pickup here. Which weapon do we get though? Oh, we get the one that I wanted. Very nice.
Knock you out.
And the Mutanus gets the discount. Even better. Oh, here we go. Board clear and card draw. Okay. So I'm considering Theatar here, but Skulking Geist, just to see if we can get some value early on. That could be interesting. See if there are any 1-cost spells we can get rid of. But then, looking at their hand, no, I want their hand to remain full. Because they've just now built their Theatar. So if I'd played the Geist, if there was a 1-cost spell in hand, if we got rid of it, that would have freed up their hand space. And they'd have drawn Theatar. So it turns out that was a pretty good last turn. And I didn't play the Mutanus because I'm saving Mutanus for Bolner. So that's a turn 8 play, maybe. Skulking Geist gets a little bit of value. I think that's actually decent. I'll take that. So next turn, maybe it's Bolner and Mutanus. Or we wait a little bit longer. Bolner, Mutanus, and another Battlecry minion. Just to get more Mutanus value.
The culprit was not tight.
Oh, they're trying to disrupt my Battlecry effects. That's very cunning. However, KOtsosKOtsos to the rescue. This is still such a great combo. They still have plenty of resources in hand, and that board is very likely to be refilled. But that's okay. If they refill the board, I have Grumble. We can get our KOtsosKOtsos combo back to hand and play it again. We also have Bru'kan in a bit of an emergency to get a couple of taunts up onto the board, if needed. Although our opponent right now is thinking very hard. Oh, hello! Oh, drawing Murlocs. Okay. That's scary. Just don't kill my... Yes! Don't kill my KOtsosKOtsos. Fantastic! So... just trying to work out if I can fit anything else in here with the Grumble, but... no, this seems fine.
I wake once more.
And part of me almost wants to not play the combo this turn. Maybe attack with my weapon, remove one minion, and then just chill. But then they know I've got the combo in hand, so they're going to be more conservative with what they play onto the board. That's really annoying, actually. That's really annoying. I can't kill that easily. Or at least I can't see how I can kill the 7/4 to release my minions back onto the board. So, I think I have no choice here.
If only I had some warm soup.
But to go for Bru'kan... oh, maybe I've underestimated this play. We do the 2 damage... we do the taunts. It's a bit annoying. Okay. For some reason, I thought that I was going to be able to attack and kill off that now 7/2, but I can't. Okay. We get the taunts up. Maybe we can somehow engineer things on a future turn to get to the 7/2. No. Our opponent is smart. Very, very smart. Oh, they're killing it off anyway. Alright. So, at least we're not going to be taking 7 to the face. That's something. And they're left with 2 1/3s on the board. I'm okay with that. So, here we go. With a quite interesting combo. So, Mutanus, what are you going to eat today? What's for lunch? Oh, Onyxia. Very tasty, very filling. And anything else? Zephyrus. One more. Go on. Oh! Mutanus eats Mutanus! Or Bolner eats Mutanus. But Mutanus has been eaten. Very nice. And if this Bolner stays on the board, just looking at my hand, looking at Geppetto here for card draw value. Corrupting Mist is cute, but is that going to save you? Ooh, now this could be a problem. Is this going to stop my Geppetto? I think we sacrifice Zephyrus here. I think I value the Geppetto more. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So, what do we... Wait a minute, what? Hello? Huh?
Break it, you buy it.
Okay. I've also messed up the order of the attacking there. I should have attacked with Bolner and gone face with the Mutanus. So I've missed some damage to the face, but I was just a little flummoxed and confused. Okay, restart! So, is that a common bug now in Hearthstone? Is that normal? I know from time to time they'll do updates, bring out new patches, new content, and that will generate new bugs. But that specific one is not one I've encountered recently. But at least we're back. At least we're back. And Dragon Queen Alexstrasza is available to us. So, I guess we play it. Oh, and it costs... it's a 1-1. Right, so that was our Geppetto target. Sure. And an 8-8 for 0. I mean, why not? But let's trade first, see what we get. Okay, potentially useful for later.
In time, all things are possible.
Maybe we can play Zola on Alexstrasza. If it lives. They may focus all of their energy on the Taunt and the 8-8 Dragon, ignore the Alexstrasza, perhaps. But then do I even want to Zola the Alexstrasza? Looking at my hand, are there better targets for Zola? I mean, Reno Jackson, if anything, I'm going to need to heal once in the game and that'll be it. So maybe Zola on Reno is not the way to go. But Zola on Okani could be interesting, on Theatar could be interesting. Opponents still taking their sweet time to figure out their plays. Maybe they've crashed too. Or maybe they don't know how to deal with an 8-8 dragon. Maybe they've got a board clear in hand, or thinking about whether or not to use it. After all, there'll be other threats that are coming down. That's an interesting strategy. They want to disrupt my battle cries. Oh! Didn't quite manage to kill it. Were they going to do something else with their remaining 1 mana? Mortal Coil, if it's in their hand. Alright.
Now is the time.
I think that was a really good use there, the Healing Rain. We get the value trade. That's pretty decent. I see you, says Lotheb. And what do I want to counter here? Counter a minion. Because we know they've got Boom Pistol Bully in hand. So this will at least act as a counter to that. Oh, they're going to give up their KOtsosKOtsos. And they did that quite quickly. So they could play this. Okay, so they were happy to give up KOtsosKOtsos. Alright. Good value weapon back to hand. But beyond this, I guess it's just Theatar? It is, right? But what do I want to give them? Oh, Dinathrius! Gimme! And you can have... you can have Archivist Elysiana. Yeah, you can have that. Sure. replace the rest of your deck with Archivist Elysiana's cards. So that's why Elysiana is in this deck. So you can give her to your opponent and then they don't know what to do with her. Oh, this is great. We have this Denathrius. Yeah, which would have been game over next turn. Incredible. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, KOtsosKOtsos's Reno Shadowwock Shaman deck with evolve effects. What a fun deck, completely off meta, and an incredibly expensive deck at that, but really, really fun to play. I'm actually undefeated with this deck with a very small sample size of games, 7 games, but still undefeated and able to navigate the early part of the wild ladder for the November season. So the key thing is I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I was able to enjoy some really fun interactions here. I got Dragon Queen Alexstrasza value, getting one of my favourite cards in Hearthstone, Ysera, the original, onto the board. So that was pretty awesome. We got some good value from Theotar in this deck, and occasionally some okay evolve value, transforming our minions. One regret with this deck, and only one small regret, that I wasn't able to play Archivist Elysiana on my side of the board to get some value into the late game, because then you start playing the Shudderwock and, you know, just going infinite, I guess, with your deck. You would never ever fatigue. But games don't go on for long enough now to take advantage of Elysiana. But regardless, I can see that she is a fun inclusion in the deck if you're able to pull her off. I've only played these 7 games with the deck, but if I were to play another 30 or 40 games with the deck to really sort of evaluate it, how many times then would Elysiana get me value? Maybe once or twice if I was lucky, perhaps? So yes, the dream of getting Elysiana value still remains alive and to be achieved. So let's see what happens in the future. The evolve effects in the deck are pretty fun, but you do have to be lucky with them, right? So if you're considering the Bog Spine Knuckles, for example, you really do need Carnival Clowns on the board, or you do need to have Doppelgangsters down to get the value from the Knuckles. Sure, you can evolve other minions and maybe get some value from that, particularly if you've been value trading with a minion, and then evolving it kind of, yeah, it changes the minion into another one, but it resets the health, right? So you can look at it from that perspective. And finally, in terms of the stats on this deck, so I found the deck on Hearthstone, and the author, KOtsosKOtsos, has said that this deck has got them to legend each and every season, playing at a decent win rate, quoting 71.74%, currently 46 games and going, and the author's been tweaking the deck as they've been going along, saying that it farms most aggro decks, including rogues, warriors, Murloc Shaman, but having decent chances against Totem Shaman, Res Priest, Reno Shadow Control Priest, and many more decks, but treading, the author says, and I'm quoting, the ever dangerous warlocks, such as Curselock, but beating Mecha'thunlock consistently. They don't have great stats or good wins against fellow Shudderwock players, so the Shudder mirror isn't great, and it does decently well against all kinds of druids. So with the stats reported there, or the results reported there by the deck author, this would imply that this deck is capable of getting legend in the hands of a skilled player. But before you go out and craft this deck, just be aware of two things. It costs 23,940 dust. It's incredibly expensive. And secondly, just remember, it's an off-meta deck. So if you are going to craft it, don't go out, spend all of that dust, craft your cards, and then come back and tell me, oh, I've lost all my games playing the deck. It is indeed off-meta. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you all again very soon for more Wild Mode fun. Until next time, please stay safe, please look after yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.